Hi guys, FrostFangs here, welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video. We are on the PTS for the Monster Cat update with the Bomba, as I'm sure you can see here. This video will be an overview and sort of an introduction to the Bomba, actually showing you her in hand in the target practice. I was going to play her in a game, like I sometimes do with these intro videos, but she's kind of scuffed and I don't really want to do that at the moment, mainly because a lot of this is going to be different by the time she goes into live or even later stages of the PTS. I'll probably make a gameplay video then, because right now she's just, kind of scuffy with her abilities and animations and that sort of stuff. So yeah, here she is, the Bomba. I have gone through her kit a little bit already in the patch notes overview, that sort of stuff, so I'm going to speed run through this and then we'll jump into target practice pretty quickly. A grenade launcher, it's a grenade launcher, not much I can really say about that. Explodes after 2 seconds, deals 550 or 510. Cluster grenade is a cluster grenade. I, again, don't really know what else I can add here. Kit is very, very direct. She is the queen of bombs. She has a lot of explosions. Her F is probably the most interesting part about her kit, movement-wise and unique ability-wise in Paladins at the moment, because the rest of her kit is stuff we've sort of seen before. Grenade launcher with Dredge, cluster grenade with Willow. The ultimate is essentially just a BK Drogo's ult combined, and Hail of Bombs is also sort of unique but still kind of similar. I'll show you all these in first person in a second, but Hail of Bombs, you just throw it back down on the ground, bombs come out of it. Expressive Personality is similar to things in other games where it's sort of like a dance form of movement. I don't know a proper way to explain it, but you have 3 little jumps and you kind of jump around in the air. It feels really good to use actually. And then the ultimate I do like quite a bit, especially with the ability to kind of send it flying. The animations are all janky on these abilities at the moment, but the ultimate is really interesting, even though it is similar to stuff we've already got. For her talents, I've gone through them in another video, but they're here if you want to pause and check them out. You get the Fiery Disposition one first, which is the easiest one, and then it goes to the most complicated, which does actually make sense. And then for the cards, she has a bunch of really interesting ones, more so than I feel like I originally realized. I don't feel like there'll be a super standard way of playing her right when she releases. I think it will take a little while for sort of a meta to emerge with her, unlike other characters where there have been cards that are very obviously too good. All of hers seem solid, other than a few which are a little bit under. Here's just a few that I selected that I wanted to show you. This is a build that I would easily recommend. The standard health increase, extra movement when you're using a movement ability, a bit of reset on your cluster, and then also air control on your escape. Wouldn't actually recommend this at all. It's really janky, but it's just some more cards that I thought were interesting. Increasing the area of your explosions, ammo gen with explosive damage, speed after you throw your little bomb sack out, increasing the travel speed of your bomb sack when you deploy it, and then this one which I thought was quite interesting, which is increasing the time before your in-hand explodes. So you could turn it into a 3-second explosion if you wanted to. I don't know really why you would do that unless you're playing on a really long map. For some reason you want to be able to super launch them on like a sniper or something. I wouldn't really say that any of these are going to see a ton of usage, but they just were interesting and I wanted to point them out. The entire card selection is here. I don't have too much I can really say about them. The same with that kit. It's very straightforward stuff. I am kind of speedrunning this, so I don't want to just sit there and read stuff that you've probably seen already or read for yourself. I'm just going to jump into target practice and give you my thoughts. I don't want to spoil too many of these skins because I will be making full videos on them, but the Bomba, at least in the menus here, appears to be very, very short. I don't know if they just didn't adjust the camera for her, but in game she also is kind of low. Don't know if anybody's tested with her hitbox, but she is definitely a short character. I don't know if her hitbox extends that far above her, but I imagine she's going to have some sort of gameplay advantage just because she's a little bit lower to the ground, similar to like a Maeve. But yeah, here we go. Here is the Bomba. Inspect. I didn't do that and I actually didn't know what this was going to look like, but she's very excited about her grenade launcher. She does just have one though, which is a bit of a shame. I don't know why I always get excited when characters have multiple inspects. Here is a look at the weapon. As you can kind of see already, I'm assuming, if you're paying attention to the video, she doesn't really have proper animations for like the rockets going out. It's very, very weird. It seems like the first one out of the 6 has an animation and there's like a recoil on the gun, and then the other ones are just perfectly steady. See, that one had an animation and the other ones don't. I don't really want to make a gameplay video on a character when so many of their animations are kind of janky. Same thing really with the reload. Here is a look at the grenade launcher though, actually blasting somebody with the tick damage talent. You do go through them pretty quick. The explosion radius is definitely smaller than what I would say Dredge's is, but it's still a standard sort of grenade launcher archetype that you've seen, I'm sure, in other games. The effects on it are really cool though. She does look really polished actually in game when it comes to like the effects and the models and stuff. The little Bomb King head on the gun is a nice touch. She's also got, I think, Bomb King earrings, which I didn't notice until actually jumping into the PTS. Moving on to her cluster grenade though, which is your right click. You throw that down, it does the little detonate thing there. It's janky, but yeah, if you throw it down you get additional explosions based on the enemy's hit, and you can spawn up to 6, and I think that'll also trigger on like decoys and stuff. But there, if we hit 3, it turns into like a Willow bomb. It can either be garbage, if you don't hit anybody you'll just get the one explosion, or you'll get like a ton and deal a bunch of damage. Very interesting ability, just a different version though, again, of stuff we've already sort of got. Moving on to the Q, which is pretty interesting. You drop the little thing down there, no animation on it, but it does look pretty damn cool. If you throw it in the middle here, you can see that that's going to be one hell of a pressure on the point and a bunch of just area damage everywhere. everywhere. When I think about it, the easiest way I can describe her character is just sort of there to create mess and havoc in a good way. I don't know if that's the right way to word what I was trying to say, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Just imagine all of this stuff going out. It's a lot of damage in a lot of different places all at once. She is quite a squishy character though. She doesn't have a crazy amount of movement, although still more than I was expecting. We'll show that next, I suppose. We've got the F. You do the little triple hop there. There is a weird timer where you can't instantly spam it after you've done one. You have to wait like half a second or something, which does feel sort of weird because you end up dropping a little bit before you can do the next jump. But you do have a lot of movement ability with this. We can go all the way across from there to here without really much effort at all. We have got the cards buffing the vertical and the horizontal, I think, by about 30%, but even without the cards, it is pretty damn nice and does give you more of sort of a horizontal movement than a vertical movement. You're not going very high with it, you're kind of just going across and maybe far away. Moving on finally to the ultimate, it is sort of, again, a mix of a Drogo's and a Bomb King thing. If you let it go the full duration of just flying around or you hit an enemy, it does have a lot of drift on it, you will just straight up explode. You don't take any self-damage from it, but it will detonate similar to a Bomb King ultimate. But the more interesting thing, and I think the more likely way you're going to use it, is if you hit E, you can fly up a little bit, you can then hit E again, and you'll actually send the rocket off. It does go lower than it should, and it's very, very slow on purpose, but it's sort of like throwing a nuke and is very satisfying to use. You can't really buff or alter the ultimate at all with any cards or any talents or anything like that, so it's going to be the same every time you use it, but it is fun. Gives you movement, you can then go ahead and throw it. The one thing that I was a little bit sad to see is that it doesn't have any sort of momentum stop. If you use it, you will just drop straight down onto the ground. I'll show you what I mean by that in a sec. Basically, I was hoping it would be sort of like an Andrew ultimate where you'd stop in the air and then be able to use it, but if you jump here in the middle with the F, you use the E, you just drop straight to the ground, and it feels not as fluid as I would like it to, but yeah, we'll go ahead and drop it there. Just blast the entire kit. She really is just going to be creating a lot of damage, a lot of explosions, just good stuff. I feel like she's going to fit into Paladins very, very well. I'm looking forward to her being in live and having everything sort of finished on her. Obviously, this is a public test server, so this sort of jank is expected, but I just wanted to do sort of an intro overview video before a gameplay one, and I would prefer to do a gameplay video, especially after I played her a lot longer and after she's closer to how she'll end up finally releasing. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I've got to say about Betty La Bomba. The only other thing that I suppose I should mention is that the F doesn't care about what direction you're moving in. It'll always go straight forward left or straight forward right. It seems to go left, right, left, I think. Yeah, okay, it does. Yeah, do left, right, left. So no matter which direction you're looking in, even if I'm holding S, you can't blast people as you're dashing away. You have to be dashing in or doing this sort of weird thing that a lot of other characters do where you're spinning and then using a movement. We'll see. I imagine Betty the Bomber's going to have a pretty high skill ceiling, not as high as other characters, but definitely a lot of potential here to be a pain in the ass. Definitely a character that people are either going to love or hate, and right now I'm leaning more towards love, but we'll see. Maybe after I've gone against her a ton, it'll be a hate. I'll have more videos coming on the PTS soon, probably the skins and some of the gameplay stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see me do next. Let me know your thoughts on her in the comments down below. I'll see you all really, really soon, and as always, stay frosty. Don't know why I completely forgot to mention it, but I'm very much looking forward to the skins she's going to get in the future. I feel like there's a hell of a lot of room for them to do cool stuff with her, although they're all going to be explosion based. I'm looking forward to them. We'll see what they do.